One, two, three.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops. Bad cops, bad cops.
Yes, so many cops are on the tick. What do you expect when they use tear gas and tanks? Whether in a car or on a horse, cops don't mind using excessive force.
Bad cops, bad cops.
What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops.
What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops.
What you gonna do?
Bad cops, bad cops.
This is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
So I don't know if people remember. Do you remember? So what happened in June 2020? This was crazy. So Lucy Bell already knows what's going on. She just chatted up, shout out to Twitch. Everyone knows what's going on with this, but we have to talk about it anyway. We can't let this slide. We have to let it know. So this is what happened. Look at this headline right here. So
cleared of wrongdoing. Yep, he did nothing wrong.
And usually I try to stay away from showing videos of things, but I can't. We have to show this because apparently professional lawyers, legal experts saw the same footage. They saw the same footage and like, oh no, these cops were right for doing that. They were totally in the right. Totally. So I want the public to see these videos. So hopefully you guys can maybe be better judged than what this arbiter did. So pretty much what happened was 2 Buffalo police officers who knocked a 75-year-old protester, they knocked him to the ground, caused him to suffer head injury. He did not die. Thank God he did not die. This footage is terrifying. So arbiter, Jeffrey.
They would have given him a Medal of Honor if they would have killed him.
They said they did not violate police department regulations. They did not intend to injure him during the protest outside City Hall. So they did not intend to injure him, even though they shoved him to the fucking ground. They did not intend to injure him, apparently. So
has anybody ever pushed a man over the age of 60 without the intent to injure him? Has that ever happened in the history of human beings?
I guess according to the police department, investigating the police department.
Would I be able to get away with that if I did that to him?
Yo, son.
Would I be able to just say, hey, I did not intend to injure him when I shoved a 75-year-old man to the ground?
So this is what happened. The police officer's use of physical force was absolutely legitimate. Who added that?
Absolutely, which means wait. So we look at the word absolutely. What they're saying is that without a shadow of a doubt, there is no scenario by which that particular type of use of force would be inappropriate. Yeah. So what I'm going to go to Buffalo and start shoving old people, and I'm going to link this article as reason why I should be allowed to do that, because what that guy did, you said was absolutely. You didn't say legitimate. You said absolutely legitimate. So it's free reign on old people, y'all. Let's go.
And then he says he's definitely not an innocent bystander. He was not an innocent bystander. Somehow he was like a aggressive.
He's evil because he's standing up for those blackies.
And he was giving the cop. So we got to show this footage. He was giving the cop fucking helmet. He was trying to be. He was like, this is crazy to me. He still knocked that nigga to the ground. So we're gonna play this clip of first the body cam footage that was released of that day, so you guys can see this version of it and you see if this guy was dangerous, if he wasn't an innocent bystander. Definitely.
I mean, innocent is like handing a cop back his helmet. That's not innocent. Okay.
Washington Examiner launched a new initiative.
So
titled
Washington Examiner is a right-wing weird. You see how it looks like the Trump logo. So don't go to that website.
That bring our people together. Check out.
And I like how to use somebody with a UK accent. That's fun.
So this is the body cam footage obtained through the FOIA request, because they won't give it to you when you ask. You have to fucking force them to give you the body cam footage. So you guys be the judge if this was hostile. Innocent bystander.
does not stop to render aid. He's holding a helmet in his hand. Oh man, you heard his body hit the ground.
Fuck. Mind you, Jeffrey looked at this footage and said he was hostile. He has his hands up. You see how his hands up? He had his hands up. As soon as he comes to the frame, he has his hands up. You see that?
Mm-hmm. Look, and look how nonchalant he is too.
Push him back! Push him back! Push him back!
Oh my God! I was hoping that was the sound of the helmet. I was hoping that would be like the sound of the helmet hitting the ground. That was his head. His head hit the ground crazy hard. The fact he's alive today is insane to me.
This is crazy to me.
Wow.
So he based his findings on evidence presented through a 3-day hearing in November, including frame-by-frame analysis of a video taken by the Buffalo radio reporter. So they watched this frame by frame and still cleared the police officers of wrongdoing. Frame by frame. He concluded that he appears to have lost his balance because he was holding objects in both his hands, his advanced age, or because he was surprised the officers used force to push him away. What? He concerned that he was getting close to his police firearm? Now they're just making shit up.
That is like, I mean,
close to his police firearm. What the
I don't know how he could grab a gun with a big ass helmet in his hands.
And then the officer said he was worried that he might catch COVID virus.
Oh, that's why they didn't get vaccinated, right? Because he was so worried about catching the Rona. Yeah.
So the officers were suspended and then they were put back in the payroll 30 days after the incident. So this is the right decision, across the board victory for Buffalo police officers. It
allows us to do this with impunity. And, you know, we can shove more old people to the ground. Maybe we can kill them next time.
So the 2 police officers are back out on the streets. Watch out, people in Buffalo. They're back out in the streets.
Well, the black population is kind of small there. So, but I mean, they shoved the old white man. So I don't know. Maybe white people should be on alert too.
So they said if you had simply moved away and left, none of this would have happened. So they said that too.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got to pull in. Luckily, Martin is still alive. Thank God he's still alive. And I want to play what he felt about what happened. I'm
surprised his fucking eggs weren't completely scrambled.
We're gonna play what he felt about it, which is so you can get an idea if they watch this frame by frame or not. So we're gonna play what he felt, his testimony.
If I had known they were going to push me down and I'd have a concussion, I probably wouldn't go. I was surprised. I really never expected that.
Martin Gugino, the man
he ain't black,
pushed to the ground during last June's protests in Niagara Square, says he's shocked that the charges against.
Yo, can we run that back? Run it back.
I was surprised.
Now I want you guys to look at pause. Now look right here.
He's grabbing his firearm. He's grabbing my firearm, Dr. Virginius. He's grabbing my firearm.
Look at his posture. Look at how the 2 officers that approached him do not act as if they're in any danger here. Remember, the call to push didn't come from these officers. It came from the guy, the previous body camera footage that we showed earlier. It came from behind them to shove them away. The dude walked up to the guys so casually, you would think that he was there to tell them how good of a job they were doing. There was no need to do. He wasn't reaching for anything.
In Niagara Square, says he's shocked that the charges against the officers were dropped.
It's actually a surprise.
Oh, look. The officer that shoved him, his initial
were dropped.
It's actually a surprise.
Look, his initial thing was, wow, I shoved the man to the ground and he's comatose.
Surprised.
Buffalo
Let me
police
help
officers
him. And they're like, no,
Andrew Paulson and Robert
don't
McCabe
help him.
were charged with felony assault as a result of the confrontation between them and protester Martin Gugino. Today, a grand jury dismissed the charges. District Attorney John Flynn says they no longer face any.
The grand jurors voted to no bill the case, which means
he looks like that nigga lover
that they dismissed the case.
Grand jury trials are closed proceedings, so all records are sealed. The Police Benevolent Association said they were pleased with the decision to dismiss the charges and maintain their support of the officers. Meanwhile, Buffalo Police Captain Jeff Rinaldo.
This is why people don't like police and they don't trust police.
Pending the outcome of the internal affairs investigation. Both Gugino and District Attorney John Flynn disagree with the outcome.
He's not reaching for a gun.
He's reaching for a gun. He has a phone in one hand
and one of their helmets in the other.
The right thing happened here.
Officers remain suspended pending the outcome of the internal affairs investigation. Both Gugino and District Attorney John Flynn disagree with the outcome.
You're not allowed to beat up citizens.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that, in my opinion, the right thing happened here because I still believe that a crime was committed.
The grand jury found there was no sufficient evidence to indict the officers. But District Attorney Flynn stressed Gugino broke the law by being out after the enacted curfew.
Let's be honest here, okay, as well. Mr. Gugino committed a crime that day, okay? He violated...
So you deserve to die.
...curfew.
To which Gugino says, this ruling will now...
No, can you pause. Okay. Is it me, or does it look like the sun is high in the sky? What fucking curfew are you talking about?
He's committing the ultimate crime of being out after 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
It looks like he committed a crime of being outside after 11:30 in the morning. That's what it looks like.
Because they initiated pretty much a curfew way faster for black people protesting than a fucking global pandemic. You saw that, right? That happened in 2020. That did happen. We're not making that up. They had curfews ASAP for black people protesting. But
wait a minute. Do we lose our Black Panthers Black Power cards for speaking up in defense of this white man? Are we no longer allowed to call our show Black Power?
I mean, look how he's standing. He's not looking for a fight. He's not even standing. He's not bracing for being pushed. He's not anything.
Nope. No, and the thing is that neither one of those officers that pushed him, that was not their instinct to push. That directive came from behind. And I really hate the fact that when the guy's instinct to protect and serve after the fact, somebody pushed him away. No, don't render aid. We're not doing that here. Like, that's disgusting. It's disgusting. There's no way that you can make that okay.
They did. They cleared the wrongdoing.
You think I'm breaking the law? Arrest me. Don't push me down. What is that in the training manual?
In Buffalo, Jeff Slauson, 7 Eyewitness News.
There you have it.
Yeah, I think again, we talk a lot about how people don't like or don't trust police. And police we don't know what we could have done to make to lose the public trust and the public confidence.
But shove an old man
every single time this kind of shit happens. And it doesn't matter if they do it to a black person or a white person or a Hispanic person or an Asian person, Middle Eastern, Native American. It doesn't matter who they do it to. Anytime you assault someone or you harm somebody with less power than you and hide behind the shield as a reason why it's okay to do so, you are stoking more fear of you. You are creating the environment where people don't trust you. And then you want to say, well, every time I put on the uniform, there's a target on my back. Who put it there? You put it there.
And somehow, and then when this wrap this up, and somehow after shoving old people to the ground and beating up kids, we gave the cops more money after 2020. We gave them more money. So, and they're being cleared of wrongdoing. I don't know where this is going right now, that the fact that we have these overfunded police departments that instead of giving COVID relief to hospitals, instead of giving it to homeless shelters, instead of giving it to mental health, instead of giving it to food pantries, instead of giving it to schools. We gave it all to police. We reported that in Sacramento, they gave 80% of the COVID relief money to the police department. That was $180 million. They gave 80% of $180 million to the police.
How much of that money went to their daily food stipend? And also talking about, like, I think about, my only real interaction with police is, here in New York City. So I think of the NYPD primarily. And, a lot of people, talk about how the police are treated unfairly and they're looked at unfairly and they're such targets and et cetera, et cetera. I go to compare them to the FDNY, which is like the other like really big public institution here. When they put on their FDNY T-shirts or their uniforms, are they targeted by people? Do like people shout slurs against the FDNY and firefighters? Who does that?
And I feel like it's really I think the government just shut us down.
Oh no.
But that allows us to wrap it up here. So that's Bad Cops. You can watch us on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook until Zuckerberg hunts us down with robot dogs. And Dr. Genius, he's live on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and that's Bad Cops.